Hello YouTubers, this is Luis from On-Site Towing and Recovery in Middletown, New York. So here we got a 2008 Toyota Tacoma. Customers complaining of squeaking noise when driving. As you can see, this vehicle's lifted. I think it's got like a 4 or 6 inch lift. I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, so upon diagnosing, we actually confirmed the squeak coming from the upper control arm bushings there. Now, these are the stock control arms, so they're going to get beat up quite a bit with the lift. They're really not designed for this. So on this video, we're actually going to replace that upper control arm. We're getting the whole unit. Comes with the bushings, the control arm, and the ball joint. This is a pretty straightforward job. It's not too difficult. It calls for 2.2 hours of labor for both sides. We already did the passenger side, and the squeak went away on that side. And you know, this job, you know, any do-it-yourselfers can accomplish it in your driveway with just basic hand tools. So the first things that we're gonna do is we're gonna start removing, you know, brackets out of the way. We got brackets here. We got a bracket here. And then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the cotter pin for the ball joint. We're going to pull out that nut, free the ball joint from the spindle, tie our spindle away. You do not want to let the spindle be held up by these brake hose or these ABS cables, because then you're going to end up replacing them. And then we're going to remove the long bolt. This bolt is about 16 inches long, goes right through the control arm, comes out the other side. And I'll touch base on how to get that bolt out. A lot of people have issues getting it out, but it's pretty simple. Alright, so we got our brackets removed. We got the spindle nut removed. I see a lot of guys, they like to utilize a pitchfork or whatever ball joint remover. I'm not a big fan of that, because if you end up having to reuse this control arm, it can tear the boot. So a lot of times what I do to pop this out of place is I whack it here with a hammer right on the spindle. You're not going to damage anything hitting that, and it should pop free. So let's give it a shot. There we go. Alright, ladies and gents, so we got our ball joint separated from the spindle there. So now the next thing is to get the long bolt out of the control arm there. So what you have to do is you actually have to take a pair of channel locks and bend this little tin metal back here just a little bit. You don't have to go crazy, to give you enough clearance to pull the bolt all the way out. And you also have to pop out the wire loom. There's a wire loom running back here. Pop the clips through, and that'll give you enough room to pull that sucker right out. So I want to point something out. Since we did the passenger side was a little bit different. There is a bracket here that holds this wire loom right to the frame rail there, that will prevent you from getting the bolt out. So just remember to remove that bracket there. That way you're not going crazy trying to figure out why the bolt won't slide completely out. It's very easy to get to. It is a 10mm bolt. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so our control arm is in. Everything is tight. Ball joint is in and tight. Don't forget to put the cotter pin. Make sure you put your ABS cables and your brake hoses the way that they originally came off. That way nothing happens. Once again, make sure all your bolts are tight and tightened down to factory specifications. Don't forget your cotter pin, and make sure that's torqued down to factory specifications. And put your wheel on and torque that down to factory spec. And that's pretty much it. This was a pretty straightforward job. Pretty easy to do. Please subscribe to our channel. Any questions, comments, feel free to drop me a message. And once again, thank you.